the fuel scarcity trouble, but it's okay.
Yeah, the fuel scarcity. I mean, I actually literally felt the impact today. I mean, the transportation that usually pay for like about 200 or 100 naira now has gone up.
It's not easy. Some places itself they won't even answer you. If you try to price, they just leave you behind.
Oh yes, I had the same experience today, this afternoon on my way coming here. I mean, I really want to know how are you managing in your area. So I would suggest that for you to be mobile, if you have to go out, please ensure that yes, that every time you step out of your comfort zone or every time you step out of your house, please ensure that yes, that you're well equipped to cash, because transportation you probably paid for 150 yesterday. Today you might be paying more than that. So today we actually have on our lineup of guests coming up your screen shortly, and today what we'll be discussing, it's about skills, acquiring skills, which we also know that currently it's very important in as much as we want to work in government offices or work in establishment, but it's also a good thing too to also acquire skills. It's very important because I mean, if you can agree with me, Esther, that's what will actually help you to go far, right?
Of course, now the most trending skills acquisition this 2023, I think, is artificial intelligence, tech. People are really going into tech. I'm doing this tech, I'm doing that, and then this picture generation, how do they call it? AI.
Okay.
So it has taken all over the place. You really see people that are going into other things. I'm doing tech, this tech, artificial intelligence, this, that, computer. Wow. So nobody's really waiting for a white collar job these days. You just create a job for yourself and wait for customers to come.
Creating job for yourself. That's the catchword. I like that phrase. Create a job for yourself. You mustn't really wait. Even if you have a regular job you're doing, but please try as much as possible to make sure that you acquire a skill. Even if you want to be a freelancer, I mean, you have applications where you have like Upwork, you have Network, you have other platforms where you can also work as a freelancer. So you, even if you're imagining that it's going to take more of your time, it's all about patience and putting yourself out there. Because there's this thing I've come to understand, that once you set your mind to learn a particular thing, you end up acquiring and even moving beyond your expectation.
That's true. When you're focused, and consistency too is a key.
Consistency is key. Yeah, because I mean, it's you mustn't just do something today and then go
back to something
rest.
else.
I tell people this, right? So in the world of Excel, if you want to learn Microsoft Excel, this is the beauty about it. You take your time to study and learn how to run certain formulas, do certain calculations, do even the little thing as probably generating dates, function, if, and all that. But then you see, the very second you drop it and then you stay without it for a month, 2, 3, you discover that certain things that you had learned would probably vanish into thin air. You'll be wondering, but I know how to do this thing. How come I'm not delivering on the job? So consistency, like Esther rightfully said, is key. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you are consistent in it. Don't just start and drop it. Make sure that yes, that you keep doing it, not just doing it, but also improving. Because I mean, what you would learn today can be outdated tomorrow, can be outdated next tomorrow. So that's why we have learn, unlearn, and relearn. So meaning that you learn something, whatever it is you've learned, you move over and unlearn it. Because I may take for instance certain things or words we used to pronounce when we're much younger. Now that we are older, we discover that no, we've been pronouncing something totally different all the way. So we've unlearned it, and now relearning is that you're now acquiring new knowledge. So today's episode promises to be educative, promises to be interactive, and it promises also to be fun. I still remain your host, Ire Enang, and we have here Esther Israel. Please stay tuned.
I just want your papers, please.
Sir.
Salary don't enter. Yes, so and Monday never even reach.
My salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no gree collect roja from my hand.
Shut up, sir.
I'm here to bail my younger brother. If it happen.
With good laws,
proper funding, training,
and cooperation.
If it happen.
You are watching Youth Corner. You are watching Youth Corner. You are watching Youth Corner. You are watching Youth Corner.
Welcome. In case you're just joining us, it's the Youth Corner show this afternoon on your favorite #1 TV station, AKBC. And as I had earlier mentioned, I mentioned that we would be discussing about acquisition of skills. And as I and Esther actually mentioned, that there are certain skills you need to have. I mean, to be able to maintain yourself even in the world as large, and currently even in Africa, and I mean bringing it down home even in Nigeria as a whole. There are certain skills you need to acquire. There are certain skills that it's a must-have. I mean, going nowadays, people do certain things to make sure that yes, that they actually put food on their table.
Tables, yeah.
You know, I mean, gone are the days whereby $1 was like about 165 naira. If I remember. I mean, I wish we could turn back the hands of time.
Oh God. It reminds me when I used to buy something of 30 naira. Like, I would just go to a shop, I want to buy this thing, 30 naira, they will give me change. Nowadays, when you do see biscuits of even 10 naira or even 15 naira, so you're like, what is this?
You know, someone actually mentioned and said, if you actually hold 100,000 naira currently,
like
it's equivalent to exactly
100,000 is like 10,000.
How did we get here?
Honestly, I don't know. Do you have any idea? I don't know, because every day we keep on hearing things will change, but as the day goes by, things are getting worse, more expensive. Now look at the price of fuel now. Gas is just looking, oh, my brother has gone up. Who's next? Are we going up?
Yeah, you know, initially some time ago during the week, course of the week, yeah, so someone actually mentioned that, oh, for some reason it seems diesel or kerosene hasn't gone up. What's happening? You know, and then another person mentioned and said, no, maybe it's in your area, but where I am, a liter of kerosene is almost like 1,000 naira.
But do you remember that kerosene was always cheaper than petrol?
Yes,
I
back
can
in the
remember when we
day.
used to buy kerosene, a liter of kerosene, 14 naira, and then fuel was like 70 or 67 naira during, I think, Jonathan's time. So now when I went to check for, I said, okay, let me just try and get a liter of kerosene in case I want to burn something in the house. I was told 700 naira a liter. I was like, wait, I don't understand. Is it for 10 liters? The man said, are you dreaming? Where are you coming from? She said, wake up, you're in Nigeria. I was like, wow, like, what is really going on? But I'm happy that our youth are going into other things, because if it was in those days that people used to depend on white-collar job, it would have really affected people that are not working, because it's really painful for you to sit down, like, no money is coming into your account at the end of the day or at the end of the month. You'll be frustrated, and as the saying goes, an idle man is the devil's workshop. But God has done so well. Our youth are now up and doing. Go online, you see people baking cake, people doing things. Like, people are just doing things. People are doing things. So it's left for you to find out what you want to do for yourself, how to make your own money. So you won't be the only one complaining about cost of living. Because one of my friends said, the cost of living is now killing the living.
Cost of living is now killing the
living.
Oh, interesting. So you can agree with us that it's very important that you have to acquire skills, even if it's soft skills, even if it's you want to learn something that you have to do with your handwork, just as you said, tailoring, baking, or you want to learn makeup. But if you know you're a tech savvy person, there's nothing wrong with you learning photography, learning how to work on your laptop. You know, I mean, there are certain people who actually pay people to just do editing.
That's
strictly
true.
editing.
And one thing, you shouldn't just go to learn a skill because it's trending or something. You should learn something you have passion for, because if you don't have passion for something, consistency will not be there, because laziness you always make excuses for yourself, like, I couldn't go there because I did not have transport, it was raining. But if it is something you have passion for, you'll find ways. Like, you want to trek. I can remember when I was learning a particular craft one day, some time ago. So sometimes my mother would tell me, this place is too far, you cannot try. I tell my mom, I want to go there because I want to do this thing very well. So at the end of the day, you have to do something that you have passion for, because if you don't have passion for something, no matter how you learn it, it will never stick into your head, because you are distracted. You are forcing yourself to do something that is not your will, something you don't want to do, or maybe you just want
something you're not comfortable with.
Just like those olden days where parents used to force their children to be doctors. Some of them will run away. Someone will go and be a reverend father before you know they have escaped, because that's not what they wanted. So please make sure you go for something that you have passion for, so you won't end up regretting.
So please devote your time. Make sure that you acquire every bit of knowledge. Go out there, even if you want to get a coach, make sure that you're doing something educative. There's something I've actually come to learn. When you acquire certain skills or certain knowledge, wherever it is you find yourself tomorrow, you discover that you're having transferable skills. So take for instance now, if you learned how to sew, and then on your own, and for some reason along the line you decide to, upskill yourself, you find yourself working in an establishment where you're acquiring more knowledge. Now, what you have actually done for yourself is you've moved from stage 1 and moved over to stage 2, meaning that the skills and crafts knowledge you had while you were working on your own, you've actually transferred it into this new place, because certainly there are certain things that this new place would know or wouldn't know that you would be good at. And if you end up leaving the place tomorrow, they'll be like, oh, that lady or that boy really did something meaningful while he was with us. So make sure that whatever it is you're doing, just as Esther rightfully said, make sure that you have passion in doing it. Make sure that it's something that is a skill that is transferable, that even in years to come, you would see yourself upgrading the knowledge. You see yourself trying to push yourself out there to make sure that you acquire more knowledge and create a niche for yourself. You will be a go-to person when it comes to certain things. I mean, we've all seen people who term themselves influencers and all. I mean, if you take out your time to actually look at this of certain individuals, you will see that they've actually created a niche for themselves. So if they tell themselves that, okay, their business is solely to look out for SMEs, make sure that, yes, that I am not the only one who is, I'm doing well in my business and I've learned the ropes. So they pour out their knowledge and then try to educate people on how to not make the mistakes they have made in their own business. You're into tailoring, isn't it? Yeah, sure. And I'm sure before you got here, there are certain things that you must have done.
Well, a lot. And since I started learning how to sew, I can detect someone wearing a bad material from a distance. Like, I can detect a bad tailoring, like bad trading in your clothes. Like you said earlier, that a workplace you've been can actually help you in a place you're going to. The man I'm learning from is graduated from school as an engineer. What brought him to tailoring? And most times we will have some styles coming in, some design, studious design that every normal tailor would just sit down and crack their brain. My boss would just look at it and try to use some of his engineering skills and be like, wow. And the style will be out. So one day I just asked him, how are you able to come up with all of these things? He said that he did engineering in school, that sometimes he doesn't even know what he's doing, but he uses his knowledge that he acquired in school from his course to add to the tailor, and then he brings out what he's and it's always very beautiful to look at. So what you said was true. Me too. When I was working in a particular place, a company, I was there as a secretary. I learned some skills. So when I resumed as a tailor, my boss didn't need to tell me some of the things I need to do when I have a client in the office, how to interact with the client and keep the client waiting for him for as long as he was going to be away. So what Ire is saying is true. Try to match what you learned in your former place and what you are supposed to do in this other place, and please don't forget to unlearn and relearn.
It's very important. It's very key. Learning, unlearning, and relearning. It's very important. It's what will take you to any great length you want to go to. I would say put your best foot forward in anything that you want to acquire, in anything that you want to do. Put your best foot forward. I must really commend the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Moeno. You know, I've had great news. I mean, I was walking down the street sometime during the week, and I heard how people were really commending him for the great works he has done so far in office. And you know, I smiled to myself and I was like, okay, these are people that call them the grassroots. They're not really up there that you want to say, okay, maybe because they're eating directly from the table, that's why they're saying these things. But and I saw these people and I was like, okay, that means he's really doing a great job.
When last did you visit Akpanande market? Have you seen that place that was always so dirty? Like, you can't even look at there when you are going to the market. Please, when you are done here, I think you should go there. He has done absolute amazing in that market. Now you can comfortably walk through that place without seeing those dates. Like, those gutters have been removed. Like, I was amazed when I went there. Even when I heard I went there to check out the place, I was like, thank you, Jesus, that someone has finally come to rescue those markets. Because during rainy seasons like this, I cannot even imagine going there. I'd rather buy from the stores. Okay. Because a lot of people do not like those kind of dates. And you know, markets now, perishable things are being dumped there, and before you know, within 1 week, that place is heaped. So I'm happy.
Speaking of, yes, I remember a while back that there were a lot of refuse dump on the highways. But currently now, I keep, even till this morning, I actually even noticed that the trucks are going around to actually pick this dirt.
It's really amazing.
I mean, it's a good thing. I would really commend the citizens too. I mean, without work won't really go smoothly in a way. So please, if you're putting out your dirt, you're putting out your trash out there, please make sure that you put them into a trash bag and then dump them in a dumping site, so that people who come to excavate this dirt, their work is easy for them. I mean, it goes a long way. And then speaking of Senator Godswill Akpabio too, I mean, I must say he's really doing a great job. You know, I don't know why, for some reason, you know, when you walk down the street, your ears are wide open just to pick up every news you can get or any information you're putting out there. And then someone actually mentioned, this was an argument between two elderly men. So one said, I think he will never visit the state, that he might stay in Abuja for over a year and never visit Akwa Ibom State. And immediately, in the split second, the next person interjected and said, no, please, that information is very wrong. That there is no week that he doesn't visit Akwa Ibom State. Wow. And the person even went as far as even mentioning how he attended an event and probably donated about 5 million naira. I stand to be corrected on the figure. Mentioned that donated about 5 million naira. And I smiled to myself and I said, these are elderly people who are just having normal conversations. But then I think it's a good thing that you can have people even say something good about you or defend you without you being present.
But you have to work it. It doesn't just come. You have to show them that you are worthy to be spoken of in that way. You cannot just wake up like leaders. Some leaders just think that when you are given a position, you just behave anyhow you want. They don't think about the after effects of that leadership. When you are gone, someone else will take that seat. What will the people remember you for? That's the effect of Akpabio. When Akpabio was in this state, like, so many good things were happening. You remember when they used to say Calabar girls, house girl? We and the Cross Rivers were not differentiated. We were always known as house girls and Gateman, Okon Lagos, Okon this. But when he came in, he made it clear that Akwa Ibom State is far, far different from Calabar. Although they brought us out from them, that we are not them. And then the transformation, the good roads, like the free education started in Akpabio's time, and I benefited from it. So Even me, I cannot stand in where someone is talking bad about him because no, I will not allow you to say that. No, I can't. No matter what he does, people will always see him as a god because he has created that for himself. So as a human being, in the environments where you are working, create value that even if you are not there, someone can actually stand up and defend you. Oh, she cannot do that. I know this person. No. For example, this Ire that's sitting down here. Me, I know what Ire can do. You could just come to her and say, Ire did that. I was just like, Ire is not like that, but she's like that. Don't mind me.
I can't believe you just said that.
Forgive me.
Anyway, good. I mean, it's a good thing, right? So I mean, let's keep hearing the good news. It's good news we want to keep hearing.
Do good in any way you see yourself, all areas of your life. Don't be known for bad.
Even when no one is watching.
Sane, but they are sane. Just like you
yes.
going on Facebook. There's one of my friends that started selling. She said, I am tired of posting on Facebook. I don't always have likes. People do not comment. I was like, keep on posting. They are seeing you. Because they do not like it does not mean that they are seeing you. Guess what? She had her biggest contract from Facebook. The man doesn't react on her post. She now asked the man, sir, please, how did you get to find out that I sell shoes and branded t-shirt? The man said, someone from your Facebook list screenshotted your post and sent it to me. And we've been watching you for a very long time to see if you are scam. I was like, she said, what, sir? The man doesn't react on my post. He doesn't comment. He said, we do not need to comment and react. So that is to tell you that people are watching you.
Yes,
they don't need to show up that, you are doing good. Some people always wait to see when they do good. They're like, Hire, you are doing good, oh, and they're like, yeah, someone have seen me doing good. No, you don't have to wait to just have that. Know that you are doing good. Feel good about doing good. Don't do it because of you want the media to see you. You are giving somebody money and the whole world must hear. No, you are not doing good. You are hypocrites. Do it in the secret. Those people will come out and speak good of you one day.
Yes, let people come to tell your tale than for you to blow your own trumpet.
And beat drums and sing praises to yourself. Yeah, the media will praise you, but do you go to those people's mind to hear what they are saying about you? No. And then again, please, I'm begging you, youth, please, don't preach what you are not doing. Recently, there's one guy in my Facebook, name withheld for some reasons. He has been talking about so many things, criticizing top politicians, top government people. They are doing this. Can you imagine? He was caught in the act, chatting with a teenage girl, the same thing he has been preaching all over. And people were always clapping for it. Even me, I'll be like, wow, this kind of young man. Do they still live? I was so disappointed when his chat was leaked. I was so ashamed. And he had the guts to come out and say, nobody's a saint. Cast a stone if you have not seen. Can you imagine? He had just destroyed everything he had worked over to build. Now people just take him as a joke. If you go to his page, that used to have like 2k likes, you only see like 50, and those 50 comes with lots of curses. Please don't make that mistake. Be real and be you. Stop faking. You can only live once, so why are you living a fake life?
Whatever it is you do, make sure that you put your best foot forward. In a nutshell, that's what she's trying to drive. So put your best foot forward, even when no one is watching you. Make sure that you're doing your best to make sure that you're giving the quality of service, even if you own a business, even if you run a shop. So there's this thing I say, be grateful for even the customers, the clients you have. Even if someone comes to even buy something, I mean, you walk up to a shop and then someone buys even as little thing as, let's say, a cube of sugar or a pencil, say thank you. Because that act alone makes that client to keep coming, because of like, no, this lady or this man really appreciates me for even the little that I'm doing. So it's very important.
I had a very terrible, should I say terrible experience last weekend. I went to get accessory for one of my clients. So I was supposed to go and do window shopping to know the price. So when I went and met this lady, I saw the things, they were so cute. I was asking her, how much is this one, how much? The next thing is like, are you buying or you just came to ask? I was like, I came to ask the price so that I will come back. She said, please go when you are ready to buy. I asked her, how am I supposed to know how much to come with? She said, any amount. I said, okay, if I come with 500 naira. She said, please get out of my shop. Like, nothing would make me go to that woman's shop to buy anything, even if she's selling an eye. Like, an eye. If I'm blind and they said she's selling an eye, I will never go there.
So customer service is very important. Customer service is very important in anything you do. So this still draws us back to having transferable skills. I mean, you can have interpersonal skills. So from time management to your interaction with your clients. So even down to your
Communication.
clients now can even be internal and external customers. Now, internal customers as in even from your colleague.
Yeah.
Because they said charity begins at home, right? So even in the business that you have, in the business that you're doing, how do you treat your workers? How do you treat your staff? Because at the end of the day, they're actually your mouthpiece behind your back. They're your adverts.
Of
In
course.
a way, they will sell your brand even when you're not even watching. When you have certain people come to visit you and patronize your business, sometimes you might wonder where are people coming from, but you never can tell
Like I
the
said.
stories that your in-house staffs have even put your name out there. Especially if you've done something, if you're really excellent in your craft, you're in a way your in-house advertisement people, that they're pushing your brand out there to make sure that yes, that everybody hears about the good things that you do. So it's very important that even while you're acquiring skills, please make sure that whatever skill you acquire, you're able to transfer that knowledge to the next person. You transfer that knowledge from one generation to the next generation, because at the end of the day, we don't know what the world will evolve in. We don't know what Nigeria would actually turn out to be at the end of the day. So we just have to make sure that we are on top of our games. Don't feel comfortable in your zone. Don't say, oh, because I've learned how to repair mobile phone, it means that I would just remain there. I mean, if there are now great tools or applications that can make your life easy, why would you want to get stuck?
From the house, you just work with your phone. Mobile phones now, they've made things so, technology have made things really easy for people that used to say, I don't have a job because I'm an introvert. There are skills for you, sir, and there are skills for you, ma. You can learn from your bed as far as you have money to buy a laptop, phone, like good accessories. You are good to go. So you don't have to make excuses. I cannot go out to meet people. Even university now, we have online university now.
Yes.
So you can learn from there. You don't have to be going out to meet. Okay, you hate meeting people. Fine. Well understood. So you can learn from the comfort of your home and earn money from the comfort of your home. So there's no excuses, because in the next 10 years, nobody would listen to your flimsy excuses, because everybody will be out there doing something for themselves.
Sure.
So I cannot come to you and say, Ire, I did not go to learn because I did not have money. The 100 MB that you're using to browse and chat on Facebook can earn you something. You can learn from it. I have someone who learns how to do makeup from online, and she's doing very well. She learns makeup from YouTube. I have so many people who are learning how to sew, how to bake from YouTube. So you are just there catching cruise on Facebook, laugh, ha, and then you come to make excuses. No, nobody would listen to such excuses. Make use of your time. Time management, like Ire said, is very, very important. Manage your time and stop making excuses for yourself, because nobody will
because
listen.
just like someone who was like a roadside mechanic, take for instance. I mean, when he started, probably was doing certain things in certain ways, like repairing, how he goes about repairing cars, his method or his technique. And then at the long run, now there's now an upgraded version, right, where you can actually still repair certain things, but you're using the system, to align. When you're aligning certain parts in a vehicle, you don't have to put in all the whole manual work. You can actually probably just acquire maybe a machine or something and then tell it what you want, and then it goes about to fix the car. So you see, even a mechanic, nobody's left out. Even if you own a salon, and then there are certain ways you probably go about treating your client's hair and taking care of. Yeah, now every day things keep evolving.
Like the world.
So for you to remain top, because there are certain people who lament, right? And they say, when I started this business, I used to have plenty people, lots of customers coming to me and all, and then at the tail end, they're wondering, where are all of them? So now the question is, did you move as a trend, as the world did you upgrade your skills? Did you move from where you were, or you just felt you want to be comfortable in your zone? Now there's a certain brand I saw in the news yesterday, right? They said that in as much as they were monopolized, they were comfortable in their zone, and then they felt monopoly would actually help them scale through and all. And then someone said it's a learning curve. When everyone was evolving, when new products were being pushed out for certain people to remain in the market, they didn't take advantage of it. They just felt comfortable and said, oh, you know what, it's just me who's offering this service, so I'm comfortable where I am. But they refused to evolve. And I took my time to digest and study the video, and I could see that this person who is actually giving the narrative isn't coming from a biased man, but the person is actually saying exactly what it is. And because the person also went as far as even giving quality examples So the person wasn't just speaking off the hook. So the person was giving quality examples of where they could have fixed and made themselves be on top of their game.
That's why.
So it's important that whatever it is you're doing, try to upskill, try to upgrade. Don't be comfortable and say, "Oh, I've learned how to be a chef," and then I just want to be comfortable in whatever it is I'm doing.
No, it's wrong. It's wrong in this our time and generation. It's all those days of my mother. Do you know my mother doesn't really know how to use a system, but she has them. But like. She said, "I don't know how to do this thing, please come and do it for me." And I don't blame her, because our days people were not really doing all of those things. So people just go to school, have a certificate, and you're given a job. But it is not like that in our time. So if there are some jobs that you go to do, they'll tell you, "Do you have computer intelligence? Are you good with computer?" I said, "No, my dear, no matter no matter how high your qualification is, you cannot easily get a job without knowing how to play around with computers or how to use computers."
You know, gone are the days where companies will actually employ a staff, and then at the end of the day, they end up training the staff, right? So now nobody really has that time. They want to employ someone who actually has certain skills or certain knowledge.
Of course.
Because at the end of the day, during this course of the training, right, the company is spending money. So now everybody's trying to cut corners to see how they can actually make sure that whatever it is they are doing, at least they're managing money. So they want to have someone who has acquired a certain knowledge in a way, because it's going to be good for them. Whatever way you want to see it is actually going to be good for them. So please, whatever it is you're doing, make sure that you acquire a skill. Make sure you have certain knowledge. Make sure that you create a niche for yourself and be on top of your game. Don't always be comfortable in whatever zone you find yourself. So please, you're still on the Youth Corner show. Don't go anywhere.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happens with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation.
If it happens.
If it happens.
If it happens.
I just want your papers, please.
Sir.
Salary don't enter.
Yes, so and Monday never even reach chef. Na salary plenty, oh. No wonder I no gree collect roja from my hand.
Shut up, sir.
I'm here to bail my younger brother. If it happen.
With good laws,
Proper funding, training,
and cooperation.
if it happen.
You are watching Youth Corner. You are watching Youth Corner.
In case you're just joining us, you're up to the Youth Corner show, and today we have a special person here with us in name of Councillor Main Elbasi Michael Okon. He's the councillor for Uyo local government area. Mr. Councillor, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good.
I can see that. I can see that. I mean, this today's episode, we'll be talking about youths acquiring skills. So, sometime last week we celebrated the World Youth Skills Day, which is very important in the current situation in Nigeria. If you can agree with me, that so many things are actually going, and we are trying not to allow people to feel comfortable in their comfort zone of making sure that they just have, white collar jobs, or people just aspiring to be a PA to a PA, at the end of the day. So
but it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Don't discourage that PA right now. It's not wrong.
Yeah, but then I mean, even as at that, it's also important to acquire skill.
Yeah. Is it a question?
It's important for us to acquire skill and for you to survive in Akwa Ibom State. I mean, you're a councillor.
You have to be up and doing.
So what would you, if you leave your office today, what would your people remember you for?
Okay, thank you very much. It's good, though sometimes in the history of Akwa Ibom State, some people feel that you can't make use of the time you have. But it's very important. I heard that some people usually said when you are a councillor, they will forget you when you're no more in office. And that was then. It's because they didn't know what to do to keep their stand with people. It's very simple. It's just simple. So I had some of my colleagues that always said they don't go to the village. Mainly when they get power, they run out of the village.
Wow.
You don't see them. They won't even pick your call. Nothing. They are just like that. Except something happens that needs them. See them coming to the village. Even with that, they will come. Yes, but then you won't see them. So when you are running away from where you start from where the people stood election for you, takes you to the office, play you till the end. Then you are running away from them. Where will you think you will be after the office? They'll wait for you. So what you do is, even when you're in the office, let there be someone that you talk with. Let there be someone you reach out to.
Okay.
Take yourself to the village some Saturdays. When you're too busy, just go to the village, sit with people. It does not require much. Just go there, sit with them, let them feel you. Once in a while, just go. Okay, let there be an informant, someone that will give you information. There is a burial in the village, they will call you. So the person has been, okay, I'm coming. Let them see, even when you don't have what to offer, but just always go. Now, in terms of what to show, we don't really have what we do for people.
What is that?
Like, you don't build a house for someone.
Okay.
Yes, you don't dig borehole. Already, what comes to you does not reach that. So what you do is always help. A little help can go far.
So what is this help?
Yes. Like me, if I want to know what is going on in the village, I'll go to the village and I will trek. Okay, from where I'm trekking to where I'm going to, I'll hear a lot of story.
Okay.
Someone will come, oh no, say yes, life no balance. You know what he's looking for.
Money.
Life no balance. Yeah, and so some people will say, up to 1 week I've not eaten. All those things have to come because they've seen you.
Of course.
So at least let them, that happiness, that sense of belonging, they want to. So you just, okay, no problem, what do you want to do? You say, only if I just eat now, if I drink, I'll be fine. So you just have to, you give.
So sir, how long are you going to be able to give them? Have you put any of some of them into skills acquisition or something? Okay.
Yes, of course. I first of all want to thank my leader first for coming up with that idea. Uba Wenfiong, the leader of local government, your local government. He's a very good man. He came up with an idea. First called me as his deputy. Said, this is what I want to do in the office. Is it good? Do you buy the idea? I said, yes. That is a nice thing. Now, what he did was, he did Dakada Revolution. Okay, it's skill. Training people from different wards
Okay.
Yes, how to make trade, like your hand has to be busy.
Okay.
So because you can't keep on feeding them.
Yeah. You can't keep giving them fish.
Keep on feeding them, they'll keep on coming.
Of course.
As soon as it's done, they'll keep on coming back.
Of course.
So what you do is help somebody, let him find what to do. So he came up with that Dakar Revolution. We go into it, and all of us had to contribute money for the trainees, and then the ones people that are taking them on trainings. And we had a solar installation. Okay, we have a stylist.
Okay.
And we had about 18 or thereabout. Then we had to enter and bring up people two per village. That's per ward. Two. Then some elders will give like 3. Then now, bringing out these guys, these people is one thing. Now, following them up for them to continue with the training is another thing. And it's very hard to train humans than animals. So you have to follow them up, or else they will just leave that thing halfway.
Because their money is not there.
Yes.
That's what people think. Yeah.
So what we did was, after when we bring out these people and then do all the documentation and everything, we had to follow them up by giving them transport to where they are receiving the training. Now you have to follow them up and then ask them what are the challenge. They will now tell you. Then you now go in, even if you can't do all, because you bring them out, you have to follow them up to the end. Else, at the end of everything, you end up not seeing an income. So we even sewing, and we thank God the chairman also was also in agreement to it. Chairman had to donate machines for those that are going into sewing.
Okay.
On its own, single-handedly, had to support us by giving us machines. Not 20 machines, it was about 25 machines.
Wow, I'm saying that's very expensive now.
Yes, it's very expensive. So we use it to empower those ones. And then we did catering also. Okay. If you want to go into catering, want to go into soaping and all those,
it's very important really for people to acquire skills.
Yes.
I mean, with the way everything is evolving right now, you cannot tell where you will find yourself tomorrow.
Yes.
So sir, do you give them a chance to choose what they want to do, or?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We did.
Because some people would just like, I wasn't given a chance to choose what I should do, so they gave me, I'm just going there because they told me to come out from my house.
At some point we had to come up with form.
Okay.
Yeah, that form has to do with in line with everything that they are taking them on.
Okay.
So they had to choose. But I realized that some ward did not go for sewing. So they had to forcefully call anybody that can bring out someone from the ward that can take the machine.
Okay.
So that means we did more than what we expected. So we had to give machine by force.
Wow, that's nice. I just hope they don't misuse the opportunity.
Yeah, because I mean, those kind of opportunities are very rare.
Very rare.
I believe it was Uyo that did it alone. We didn't hear about any other local government that go into it. But those some did, but personal, not collective decisions with all the councillors.
Oh, okay. So I would like to ask, since you resumed or since you've been in office, and we now have a new governor, Pastor Moino.
Okay.
So how has it been in relating with you councillors and people? I mean, you guys are representative of the grassroots. So how has his office been in relation with your own office? Has it been a smooth running?
Yes, it is. The new governor is a very simple man. He's a very simple man.
By nature.
Very simple. Now, why I'm saying that is this, you can't see everybody at the same time.
Sure.
He just entered office and not up to 100 days yet.
No, it's not.
He's not up to.
It's not.
I'm not even sure he's up to 50. I'm not sure. So you can't just, at the blue, you see everybody like that. So to take time, though he always send greetings through the chairman to relate it to us and telling us what they have in mind. That is a heart of a good man. And then I see something so special about him. It does not discriminate anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it does not. And with what just happened just last week, I think, by returning all the commissioners.
Wow.
Returning all of them. So he kept to his words. Because remember when he was still looking for this governorship during his campaign, he make mention of it that he will make sure the government will reach everybody.
Yeah.
So, and he made that promise and he fulfilled it. Some people like, another government has to come in. This is a new government coming in, so he has to restructure everything. But he said, no, you have to remember the ones that stood by him. Yeah. Fighting the election, standing. And one thing about Akwa Ibom is that if they said this person will go, everybody plays that person.
Of course, that's true.
So even if they don't want to, at the end, everybody will have to see the reason. Yes, and then come back again and play the way everybody are going to, it will follow who know road. So we all follow Dango, we follow that Dango was among. Follow who know. Now we are here. So I still know by God's special grace, returning commissioners, he will also return other offices.
Of course.
Yes, he will, because that was his promise. And he kept to his promise. Now, it would have been very wrong for him to enter and then all the people that stood by him, he now shifted them out. You understand? So he had to start from there, bringing them back, because these are politicians. They stood for a longer years. And with bringing them back, they can't disappoint you.
That's so nice.
Though some people a heart of a man who is always desiring things and expecting things. Though some people expected that as he becomes a governor, I know I'm citing the seat of a commissioner, you understand? That's the expectation of a man, a desire of a man. But how far do you know that this will work? Yeah. So you just keep calm till when everything starts, and then you now know. And now nothing started yet, because everything is still normal. Had they return everybody back to office. So serious. So he's a good man, and I know with time, giving him time, he will do more than what he has just started.
I mean, just like I mentioned earlier, we keep hearing good tales about him. Yes. So I think it's a good thing that
this one just added that our governor is a loyal more, because everybody knows that politicians are not honest. But look at someone here saying that politician is honest. Like, I'm shocked. Wow.
So people say he's a pastor, he's not a politician. It is.
I even heard someone saying that it's just a pastor that sooner or later he's going to remove the title and throw away and then start the normal political ways. It's not just wait and see.
It's not a backyard pastor.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
An inside pastor, so you can't deny God, because where he's sitting is God that gave it to him.
Yeah, I've been seeing him still going for church programs. So like, it's just when it came to apostolic, like it was just like a normal person going to church. Not
still
like those days that you see people go pew 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 when he got like this one he just came in and he was preaching, like
serious.
The joy of watching your governor preach to you, oh my God, like I was like, wow, thank God I am here.
No, it is. He won't change.
Wow.
Yes, what men should do is to pray for him to stand.
Of course.
And not to
criticize him
that he will fall. No, he won't. At some point some people said he won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to control. I heard people saying it. Those are the ones that we're fighting because they have their interest somewhere. They want to say a whole lot of things for you to divert your mind to another place. But it comes as a shock that he's doing well, more than what they even said. And don't be surprised, the ones that said he won't are the ones that are now saying, oh, he's doing well.
Okay.
That is life.
So, sir, what's your advice for your fellow political people in offices and in positions?
Okay, what I want to say is very simple. Sometimes when I was swearing into office, I was actually thinking of the beginning. That was a done deal. And then another thing I was thinking of was the ending. That is yet to come. Two things happen in this life. A time to born, and then you have chance of living a life. You also have to think of your exit, what you've done when you are no more. So people should not see themselves in a particular office and feel it's going to be forever. One thing you have to think of is the going out. So if we have this mindset of going out, you'll have a good landing. And then when you are up there, don't forget the people that are down. Because once you are down, you also come and meet some that are still waiting for you. And then they will remind you, what did you do? When just like a child that will ask the father, Daddy, what did you do when you were a teenager, when you were a young man?
Yoga.
And now you're old and you want to pursue us, you want us to go to school by force. What did you do? You know, you have to start from somewhere. So when you're in your office, be kind to people. You can't do everything for everybody. But what you do is maintain your integrity and your honesty. Don't let people outside start talking about you in a wrong motive. Let them see that man, I respect him, is always straightforward. He does not take no for an answer. If he said yes, it's yes. And when people started seeing you like that, they will fight for you. Even when you will come down, they will still say, go back again. And when people say go back and then you refuse to, don't you think you'll be in that place again? Because at the end, you will still accept to go back there. So, what I will say to my fellow colleagues and politicians and youths as a whole, because of the program, yes, Youth Corner. Let me go strictly to the youths, because politicians, they really know themselves. Okay. So I believe youths will understand this better. Don't rush for anything. There's nothing in this life worth dying for. Take a bold step. Do what people said you will not be able to do. You will not achieve. Go for that thing, because that is what men are expected to see before they bring it up.
Thank you, Councillor, for coming in. It's always a pleasure having you here with us. You have just listened to what Councillor Maine Elbasi Michael Okon has said. You have heard it all from the horse's mouth, and I hope you would still come again on the show with us. In case you're just tuning in, you are watching the Youth Corner show. Please don't go anywhere.
I need the police that can respond to emergencies first.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
I want a police that won't harass or arrest me for no just reason.
I want to be valued for my work, not feared by honest people.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
If it happen with good laws,
proper funding,
training,
and cooperation. If it happen.
If it happen.
If.
Welcome to the Youth Corner show. In case you're just joining us, we've had a very interesting segment today. I had told you earlier on that this episode promises to be fun, educative, and interactive. I have a lovely guest here with me by name Mrs. Joy Ime Enang, and she is the founder of ZSS Foods. She's an entrepreneur. I mean, you know, today we've been discussing about acquiring skills, and she's here today to teach us and educate us of certain things or skills we need to know while you're running a business. Madam Joy, welcome.
Welcome, ma.
Thank you for having me.
You look good.
Thank you.
So I would like to ask, what's your take on entrepreneurship?
Okay, first of all, everybody likes to get the name. I'm an entrepreneur, but the question is, do they really understand what it means to be an entrepreneur? Because the issue, being an entrepreneur means that you're actually solving a problem.
Okay.
It could be an existing problem, or you're improving on an existing problem, or let's say improving on an existing solution, which means that someone has solved the problem before,
okay,
and then you are trying to see, you've seen that it can be done in a better way, and then you now go ahead to bring up that idea and then pitch it to people and probably test run it to see how it will work, if it's good. So that's what it means to be an entrepreneur.
Wow.
First of all.
So it's about improving on an existing
existing or solving a problem.
Solving a problem. So yeah, so that means it's a very good thing when people just wake up and try to create a niche for themselves, or try to have a purpose to why they're running a business.
Now that's the key word there, purpose, not just waking up. Purpose, focus. What is it that you want to do?
And then passion.
It's not just about passion, because the truth of the matter is you could have a passion and you've seen a problem and you want to solve it, but the question is, apart from your passion, what else would you need to push you despite the plenty no's you will get, 1,000 no's you will get? So what is that thing that will actually push you to say, no, I know this solution would work.
Okay.
I know it can work.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the major drive, not just the passion.
So what common mistakes do new business owners make? What common mistakes would you want them to avoid?
First of all, for someone who is wanting to start or has already started, the thing is, just know you're not the first person in that field.
Okay.
There are people who have tried it before you, and then I would say try and get to know what's your business about in terms of your industry. Get to know, you don't have to break it down maybe like at the national level, you know those brands and everything that's in your industry, and then you get to know, are there any ones in my state? Apart from that, you now have to also look out for associations to belong to.
Okay.
Because the truth of the matter is that you will need the free advice and the paid advice. Will I say like the free mentorship and the paid mentorship.
Wow.
So which means that by the time you belong to an association, you get to get information based on, oh, this is how it's done, this is what I did, and someone is telling you something so as to avoid making that same mistake.
Okay.
So that's why you need to belong somewhere, as like get to know, talk to people. In short, aim for those that are above you, actually. You know, don't be scared to approach them, because that's another thing. Humility is a password to being a successful business person. Be humble to get the information you need, and then it will help you grow.
Wow. So quickly run us down on the basic skills that one is meant to have in order to run a successful business.
Okay, I would use myself for an example.
Okay.
In as much I have, in short, I'm a foodie. Like, I love food. I love good food.
Okay.
I mean, like, I could take a spoon of rice now or a spoon of soup, and I can dissect immediately what spice was used. So which means that for any other person who wants to go into entrepreneurship, that means that the person knows what she wants to do. But apart from that, there is something called basic skills. Like in the world we are right now, you need to know how to make use of certain apps, you know, or technology per se. For my field, it's more of like you have to know what is food processing. You have to understand the different machines and stuff like that, and then the basic skills that you need are in terms of bookkeeping and all of that. So those are the major things you need.
So, Ma, what's that top 3 skills, apps that have made you sell out your business? Or
well, for me, then when I started, because in the era of the BlackBerry, I was not a BlackBerry person. I never liked BlackBerry per se, you know, the phones and everything. But because I needed to get to the customers, and I noticed that my target market, those I need, are there, you know. So I decided to like get a BlackBerry phone because I'm a fan of Nokia. So I had to like go get BlackBerry phone and then start socialize. So from there I got to understand how people rely on social media in terms of awareness of the brand or getting the customers and everything. So apart from the social media apps, there are other apps I use, like the Business Suits, Zoho, Books, that helps in my accounting, and then Canva. I love to explore, so in my designs and all of that. So
as you've rightfully heard from the founder of ZSS, Madam Joy Enang, she has been able to educate us on certain skills that you need to acquire when establishing a business, not just here in Nigeria, not just here in Akwa Ibom, but skills that could take you far in life. Thank you for joining us today. Today has been an amazing segment. I did enjoy my time here. Did you?
Of course, it did. It was really, really interactive, and thank you for coming around.
Thank you.
As you know, we had guests on the show, and they actually educate us. And I hope you too out there that's listening and watching us, that you've been able to learn something. So go out there, put yourself out there, and learn, acquire certain skills. Make sure that you learn and relearn. It's very important. Now, I am so sorry that in as much as we're enjoying this, but we have to call it a day. Please stay tuned for the next program coming up, and we hope to see you same time next week. It's the Youth Corner Show.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Youth Corner TV program. We've got lots of exciting features like talk show segment, our contemporary topical issue segment, stay on with our inspirational wise world segment, talent showcase, while laugh it out with our comedy segment, but clear your nostalgic vibes with music and lots more. Join us as Youth Corner Fetch Up Movement. Keep watching, don't blink.